Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the channel, and I'm here to do my first college football predictions video of the season for week 1. Officially starts tomorrow. There's some games tomorrow like Missouri, Murray State, Oklahoma, there's going to be a good one. Colorado, North Dakota State should be a good one. But I didn't write that for my prediction. But if I had to pick for that one, I guess Colorado. But that's not a prediction. I wrote most of the top 25 games. We have 3 ranked matchups for week 1. 2 of them on Saturday and 1 on Sunday. See, it's gonna be my first college football predictions video of the season. See how I do. I'm going to start off with Oklahoma and Temple, number 16 Oklahoma versus unranked Temple. Temple was one of the worst teams in the FBS last year. I think they were 3-9 and 1-7 in conference play. And they'll probably be one of the worst teams in the FBS this year. They have plenty of new moving parts this season, and that doesn't bode well on the road against a ranked opponent, Oklahoma, who I think will be good this year. They're not a great passing team. I don't think they'll be able to run the ball. They won't have much success. And the Sooners are going to try and make an impact, their first season in the SEC. Jackson Arnold will take over this year. He's going to be the signal caller this year. Gavin Sawchuk will probably be he'll lead the team on the ground with 120 carries for 744 yards and 9 scores last year. Is going to be really the main running back this year. So Jackson Arnold and Gavin Sawchuk are going to be the main quarterback-running back duo for him this year. I think they're going to put up a lot of points. They got some good receivers as well, and they got a good kicker. I think they'll win this game pretty easily, so I'm going to take Oklahoma here. Excuse me. But this is going to be a fun one here. Starting at 12 p.m. That was my one game for Friday. I think I have another one that's a Friday. I don't know what the schedule. There's so many games for so many straight days. But yeah, number 1 Georgia versus number 14 Clemson. Georgia kind of standing at running back. I think ETN had that DUI charge, and he's suspended for 1 game because of the athletics. The AD. I think Broderick Robertson, whatever his name is injured. There's going to be a running back for him. Cash Jones, maybe. I don't know who will be their running back 1. So that's kind of a concern for Georgia. But they're bringing back Carson Beck this year. I feel their defense is going to be as good as it always is. Their defense, the pass rush wasn't great last year, so we'll see if it can improve this year. But I think it's going to be where this game will be won is the battle on the lines of scrimmage. I think it's where the game will be won. If Clemson, can out-physical Georgia on the offensive and defensive line, I think they can win this game, but I don't know. I just don't trust Cade Klubnik. I just don't. He was up and down last year. They have a good running back in Phil Mafah. They made him the main running back last year towards the end of the season. He was really good. But I'm going to take Georgia here. I don't think Georgia's going to lose here week 1 on the road, or at home, against Clemson. I don't know. I just trust Kirby Smart more than Dabo Swinney, and I trust Carson Beck more than Cade Klubnik. I don't know. Dabo Swinney's just not as good as a coach as he used to be. And it's just him not going to the transfer portal, getting some good transfer players. That's how you have to build a good team now. You got to go out there and get in the transfer portal. Recruit, transfer portal. All he does is recruit. He just doesn't go in the transfer portal. And recruiting's good when you're getting good recruits. But you've got to go out there in the transfer portal to fill your needs. You can't, because with recruiting, you can't just go out there and get every single need you need for your team. But yeah, I'm going to take Georgia here. Number 11 Missouri versus Murray State. Murray State's, I think, brought in a lot of transfers, and Missouri, I think they'll be a playoff caliber team, or at least close in the playoff picture. I think this game is tomorrow, so first game of the season tomorrow. Or one of the I beg your pardon. One of the 4 or 5 games tomorrow on the schedule. I'll say Missouri here. They're going to blow them out by like 40. Number 12 Utah versus Southern Utah. I'm taking number 12 Utah here. I think Utah's going to be maybe the top team, one of the top teams in their conference this year. I don't even think it's a hot take. I just think Utah's going to be a really good team. Number 8, Penn State versus West Virginia. This is really my one upset pick. I know Penn State's ranked number 8, but Drew Allar, a new offense this year. West Virginia has a good pass rush, man. They got a good defense this year. And playing at Morgantown on the road is going to be tough. I wouldn't be surprised if Penn State wins this game because I think they're a top 15, 20 caliber team. But I don't know, going on the road week 1's tough against West Virginia. And they're 8-point favorites, surprising. I thought it would be much lower than that. Number 19, Miami versus Florida. I don't know. I wouldn't put Miami in upset alert here. I think Miami's going to win this game easily. Number 19, Miami gets the win here. Cam Ward, they brought in transfer from Washington State, who I think is really good. I think they brought in some guy, Damian Martinez from Oregon State. They have a good offensive line. And if there's any year for Miami to compete, be in contention for a playoff spot, win the ACC, it's this year. Because if they don't win it this year, I don't know if they will for a while. They gotta win it this year. And I understand if you pick Florida for the upset here, but I don't know. I just don't think Florida's good enough. Sunbelt Billy Napier, just don't think he's that good of a coach. So yeah, I'm gonna take Miami here. Number 2, Ohio State versus Akron. I'm going to take number 2, Ohio State here. One of the most talented Ohio State teams over the last few years. They've had talented teams, but this one is just so much talent. I think they might have the best team in college football this year. Either them, I would say either them or maybe Oregon. One of those two teams. Or Georgia. I think those are your top 3 teams. Not just because of the rankings, but just the talent those 3 teams have. Number 4, Texas versus Colorado State. I'm taking number 4, Texas here. Quinn Ewers coming back this year. There is concern they've lost 2 of their running backs this offseason. I think out for the season, C.J. Baxter and another guy. So that's a concern for Texas, but I think Texas will be fine. Number 5, Alabama versus Western Kentucky. Take I was about to say Western Kentucky. Alabama here. First game without. First game with Kalen DeBoer. First game without the legendary Nick Saban. So I'm curious to see how Alabama looks, but it's against Western Kentucky. They'll blow them out. And this is another game. Number 7 Notre Dame versus number 20 Texas A&M. I took number 20 Texas A&M in this game. I guess I'm technically an upset. But it's going to be tough for Notre Dame, playing on the road. No quarterback. Riley Leonard transferred from Duke. I mean, he's been good for Duke, but when he gets under pressure, he's just not great. And if Texas A&M, I think they can get a lot of pressure on him. I think Notre Dame lost their starting left tackle for this season. So I think Texas A&M can get a lot of pressure on Riley Leonard if they do. Notre Dame's going to be in for a long night. So I'm going to take Texas A&M. Number 9, Michigan versus Fresno State. I don't know who the starting quarterback's going to be for Michigan. I thought it was Alex Orji. He played a little bit last year. He'd come in at certain points. I don't know who their starting quarterback's going to be. But yeah, who cares? It's against Fresno State. Number 3, Oregon versus Idaho. Oregon. Number 21, Arizona versus New Mexico. Didn't New Mexico blow that lead to Montana State? Where they blew like a 17-point lead in the second half? Or something like that, or 21-point fourth quarter lead, or something like that. Number 13, LSU versus number 23, USC. The thing I'm most interested to see how both these teams replace Heisman-winning quarterbacks, where how Caleb Williams replacing Caleb Williams and Jayden Daniels, with Miller Moss and whatever the LSU quarterback's name is. I know who he is. I just forgot his name, but I'm taking LSU here. But I won't be surprised if USC wins. I think it all comes down to see if their defense has improved any from last year. They brought in the UCLA defensive coordinator, and UCLA's defense was really good last year, so that should improve their defense, but we'll just have to see. And then number 10, Florida State versus Boston College. Pick Florida State to bounce back here. I know they had a bad week 0 where they got upset by Georgia Tech, but I think they'll bounce back here and beat Georgia Tech, or Boston College, excuse me. But yeah, that's really all I gotta say here for my week 1 predictions video, so leave a like, subscribe for more till next time out. Peace.